A Bloomberg Politics national poll shows 55% of Sanders supporters plan to vote for Hillary Clinton in November. 55%. 22% say they'll vote for Trump. 18% favor Libertarian Gary Johnson. Let's stop for 1 second, Nicole. You just said wow when you saw that.
Wow when I saw, I'm not good at math, but 22 plus 18 is a whole lot of people not voting for Hillary
40 by
Clinton.
my
This is before he comes. This is before he comes out and gets behind her, though. I think that's going to change dramatically.
I just think that's an astounding number and one of her greatest internal challenges. I mean, we all cover her now as the general election candidate that we think she is, that she thinks she is, but those are pretty stunning numbers, I think, Joe.
Joe, two things. Sanders makes a speech in New York today to talk about the state of his campaign, where it goes from here, and Bernie Sanders will be on this show tomorrow morning talking to us.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, pretty astounding that he said that he wasn't going to be the nominee, that he went ahead and admitted that. But also, yeah, those numbers they will stop you in your tracks there. And Nick Confessori, before people try to figure out American voters, we can go back to 1968. And I've said it before on this show before, the Kennedy family still perplexed how a liberal icon like Bobby Kennedy, after getting shot, would see so many of his votes go to a racist demagogue like George Wallace. It happened. They still don't understand why it happened, but voters go where voters want to go, so I suppose we shouldn't be shocked by numbers that we just saw there.
You know, I think they're, kind of events are overtaken by the narratives we spin about candidates, and so Bernie Sanders is a socialist liberal, so his followers must all be socialist liberals. And in fact, if you look at polling on his supporters, a lot of them are middle of the road, or even right-leaning. So it's not totally surprising. I would say, Nicole, some polls have shown a much higher percentage of his voters going to Hillary Clinton, 75% as much. But it is striking to see that the whole narrative of his campaign, of the protests against the establishment, is still kind of going. It's the first we've heard Bernie Sanders even hint what the delegate numbers in the polls show, which is that he will not be the nominee.
I wonder, too, if there were a different Republican nominee, how many of those voters would be able to stomach voting for a Republican but say, I just can't vote for Donald Trump?
Right, and we live in the day-to-day, but Sanders and Trump have spent 10 months weaving a tale about a rigged political establishment and a rigged economy, and that's what has sunk in.
Willie, I think it's the opposite. I think more traditional Republican candidates would be less of them. For that reason, they share. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I totally agree with that. You would not see a Mitt Romney or a John McCain or a Bob Dole or a George W. Bush draw those type of numbers, and that is what makes Donald Trump so fascinating in the general election.